I've decided that SMGs are the way to go in Black Ops 2. Shotguns too, I guess. What I'm trying to say is the assault rifle is pointless. I would hear people say this before, and I'd sort of shrug it off like they were just being whiners. But these last couple of days I've been trying to go for gold camos on the assault rifles, and it's just been a pointless endeavor. I mean, there is not one situation, not one area of one map where I would rather have an assault rifle over my SMG. The exception obviously being Turbine, where things are so large, and opened up that the assault rifle can do just about as well as an SMG. But the SMG can still compete on that map. And I don't think anybody really even wants to play that map anymore. I know I don't. So, it's sort of a moot point. If you put a grip in long barrel on the PDW or the MSMC, you can basically outgun the assault rifle at pretty much anything less than cross map. And you can do this while holding on to your short range and maneuvering capabilities. You have the SMG advantages, plus it can match the assault rifle in the one area where the assault rifle is supposed to outmatch the SMG. And so, at a certain range the assault rifle will win the fight, but that range is next to non-existent in this game. Try to think of the longest lines of sight you can, excluding Turbine. What comes to mind for me is like those huge wide open spaces in the middle of Cargo, the plaza and slums. And I mean, so long as you have like a grip, you can outgun pretty much any assault rifle in slums. And Cargo, like maybe if you're head glitching those barrels and you're fighting somebody who's head glitching the barrels on the other side, yeah, an assault rifle will come in handy, but that's one rare occasion out of all the different situations and lines of sight that you're going to get to on that map. You get on the ground level, and even in that huge open space, I've never had any trouble using a suppressed MP7. My videos will attest to that. I don't imagine anyone else has had much trouble with it either. Especially if you're using something like an MSMC grip long barrel. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other long lines of sight. Drone maybe. If you're trying to shoot into the enemy spawn from the helipad or something. But even if you're just trying to hold down B from the helipad, the SMG is still a better option. Because it can win the same fight at the same range. And range is all the assault rifles have over the SMG. The SMG has higher damage, better mobility, tighter hipfire. And maps like Plaza, Overflow, Meltdown, Hijacked, Standoff definitely, even Yemen. The clear, I can't think of any site, any situation on any of those maps where an assault rifle would have the clear advantage. Yemen does have a couple cross-map lines of sight, but then you're just restricting yourself to one type of gunfight, which isn't exactly a winning strategy. On every single map, there's maybe 10% of the lines of sight of the situations would be what I would consider assault rifle advantage. Probably less than 10% on most maps. And then the other 90% of the time, SMGs are the way to go. Carrier. I forgot Carrier. Carrier is an assault rifle map, just like Turbine. That's kind of funny, because those are my two least favorite maps. But even on Carrier, I have like 50 or 60 plus kill gameplays with an SMG. I'll post one tomorrow even. And it's funny, because when this game first came out, I thought it had the best gun balance in Call of Duty history. But if there's this entire class of weapons that is basically useless, I guess I have to rethink that claim. And I'm not trying to bash anyone's playstyle. If you do use the AR and prefer it, I'm not trying to call you stupid. Everyone ends up using what works best for them and their playstyle and their latency lag. But I mean, if you think about it, something does need to be changed a little bit. Either the new maps need to be bigger and more opened up, or the SMGs need some recoil nerfs. I don't know. And if you think about it, this applies to LMGs too. And so with that in mind, actually, I would say just make the maps bigger. The new ones, at least. I know you can't change the ones that are already made. But you could... I mean, it's not so much a gun balance issue as it is a map balance issue, in the sense that all of these maps, excluding Turbine and Carrier, are so much friendlier to short-range weapons, like I was talking about. Just think in your head, or the next time you're playing, just look at the lines of sight, look at the buildings, look at the alleyways, whatever, and in every situation, think, would I rather have an SMG or an assault rifle right here? And I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go with the SMG. And, you know, so if they did open up the maps, I think that would fix the problem. It is a map balance problem. Like, if you had this set of weapons on, like, Modern Warfare 2 size maps, that would be sick. That would be really cool. And it's kind of hard for me to complain about this in particular because I do prefer SMGs to the assault rifle. I mean, if you've watched my videos, you know I tend to rush pretty hard, and I haven't been a big assault rifle fan since, like, Modern Warfare 2. So, you know, if you are going to use the assault rifles, I highly recommend Quick Draw. It makes a very noticeable difference. If it wasn't for Quick Draw, I was using the MTAR. I went and got gold on the MTAR, and it was a painful experience, and I am discouraged from ever using an assault rifle again. But if it wasn't for the Quick Draw, I wouldn't have even gotten that far. Quick Draw is going to make a big difference. You know, you throw a laser sight in there, and it's basically going to let you compete with SMGs. My strategy has always been, like, try to fill in on the weaknesses. So, you know, I'll run grip long barrel on the SMG so I can make it a sort of assault rifle hybrid, and then I'll put close quarter stuff on the assault rifle for the same reason. And the AN-94 is the best assault rifle. I feel very comfortable making that claim. If you put quick draw laser sight on that bad boy, because it's so high damage, it'll actually, you know, it'll outgun SMGs up close, and you still have that long range capabilities, and it doesn't even have that much recoil long range, and it's very high damage. It's actually a very good gun. And, you know, obviously I'm sure most of us by now have heard of the automatic FAL being a 2-shot kill at any range, so obviously that can compete with anything, anywhere. But weapons like the MTAR, the Type 25, the SWAT, which has the worst iron sights in Call of Duty history, I think. Ultimately, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice using these types of weapons when you could be rocking, you know, the MSMC. And I think they will probably end up nerfing the MSMC. That gun is pretty hardcore. But as it is, things are pretty tragic. It's kind of like how when people say state lotteries are just an extra tax on the poor, because, you know, like the Fed and the state governments each get a fat cut of the end final pie. Newer players are going to be attracted to the assault rifles, just as they are always... they've always been attracted to the assault rifles, because the assault rifles have less recoil and are generally easier to use, easier to pick up. You know, especially if you're starting out with the custom classes, or not the custom classes, the default classes, and you have to choose between, you know, the assault rifle and the frickin' Scorpion. Of course, you're gonna go with the assault rifle. But ultimately, these players are just being robbed anytime they get taken out cross-map in slums or overflow, whatever, by the PDW, or the MSMC, or the MP7, or even the freaking Scorpion. You know, you put grip suppressor on the Scorpion, that thing has some range. Or at least it has enough range to get the kill, because it kills so quickly, if you know what I mean. Anyways, Treyarch's trolling and chaos continues yet again. Please rate. This is Batman, signing out.